And welcome to the No Name Yet podcast. That is the podcast with no name. And on tonight's show is the podcaster of all podcasters, the podcaster that would walk 5 miles for a Hooters chicken wing, Griddy!
That's right. Can't beat that 10% deal.
And also on the show, making her I don't know what number appearance, the woman who will get in a costume and bring joy to people, Pat!
Beautiful. Always great to see Pat.
So Pat, what do we got going here?
What do we have going here? This is my Easter Bunny costume.
Okay.
And I'm in it right now.
Right. Of course.
Okay.
You sound like you're in.
And you should know who is Rich, because you were the Easter Bunny helper last week.
I was the Easter Bunny helper.
Oh, how cute.
He carried the big pink pail.
How cute.
Could follow it and see where the Easter Bunny was going. And he gave out candy to everybody.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Yes.
are you receiving Botox, or because you're not moving at all?
Yeah. Fresh out the Botox clinic. You got that permanent
All right,
smile.
thanks, Pat. All right, there we go. So, yes, Pat did dress up. As the Easter Bunny at Ellis Hospital. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But I guess we all experienced the earthquake this morning.
Big 4.7 earthquake.
That's right.
Shook Mo's house.
Shook Mo's house.
You guys feel the earthquake?
Yes! Wasn't that exciting?
It was very exciting. I had no idea it was coming. I was like, what the heck? I never felt an earthquake before in my life.
Oh,
wow,
I
yeah.
loved it.
Like it's a ride.
Yeah. I kept thinking, there's no way. That's not a truck going by.
Yeah, and I live on the 16th floor, so I was like, there's no way the truck is going by and it's going to hit my floor. Like, it's not going to rattle my floor.
So what did you think? What was your first impression?
I'm going to be completely honest, and I told Pastor this is not even a joke. I literally thought, I've been pretty stressed lately. This is the beginning of a manic episode. Like, I'm literally going insane, and I'm just going to just let it happen. I seriously thought, I was like, you know what? I've been really stressed. This is probably a hallucination due to stress, and I'm just going to ignore it. And then my friend texted me, he goes, did you feel the earthquake? I went, oh, thank God. I thought it was all in my head. I was like, no.
It's a good thing we had a slow lead into the Easter Bunny head.
Yeah, right.
For.
Thank God. I'd have been like, this is it. I'm going down now.
Yeah, he'd have the Alice in Wonderland moment.
Oh
there.
my God, that'd have been insane.
Yeah. First the room was moving, then there was a floating bunny head.
Yeah, I would have had enough after that. I would have had to go take a nap, go see a doctor. That's what I thought. I was like, I must be going crazy. What can I say? I just let it happen. I was like, nothing I could do about that. And then my friend was like, did you feel the earthquake? I said, oh, thank God.
Thank God
Earthquake.
there was an earthquake.
Yeah.
Did you get it on your phone? Did you get the big buzz?
Yeah, maybe like 30 minutes later.
Yeah. After all said and done, right?
Yeah, thanks a lot. It already happened.
How about you, Rich? Did you feel it?
No, I heard it.
You heard it. Were you at work or at home?
I was at home. I was getting the dog. I was trying to get her to come downstairs. I had to pick her up. And I heard something rattle in the bathroom. I was like, oh, that was kind of odd, but I just kept walking down. And then my parents said, did you feel the earthquake? And I'm like, nope. I missed a lot of earthquakes, though.
Yeah.
So
I've only
now,
felt one.
how did Sally react to it? What did she think?
If she was reacting, I couldn't tell.
She probably didn't even notice what was going on.
Yeah.
Because my friend's dog slept through it, both dogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some friends that didn't even feel it and some that lost their minds. So it's, and some of them were in the same room as each other. Like some people felt it and the other person didn't. People were screaming and having heart attacks about it, and the other people were just looking at them. It was a wild day.
Yeah. And why don't we take a look at the message that was sent out a half hour late.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about this.
So that's what we got. Emergency, New York State Emergency Management, an earthquake in capital letters occurred.
Earthquake! That's how you read it.
Yeah. An earthquake occurred in New Jersey. The earthquake has been felt throughout New York State. Felt throughout. A new word in the English language.
Felt throughout. They must have been rushing to put this out because they were so freaking late.
Yeah.
Felt throughout.
I didn't notice that before.
They had enough time to put the little slashes between 911 though. Like we need those. Like
yeah,
we don't know.
Like
we didn't know. Like we didn't know. How do we? Yeah, what do we know? 911. We need the slashes. We don't know what it is. They need to be there. Felt throughout.
Yep. So
they took the time to capitalize earthquake and make sure those slashes were in the 911.
So if anybody is listening to this program and who lives in New York State that did not have an opportunity to feel it, like nobody in your personal circle felt it, I would like you to contact the show so we can further scrutinize this message, because they're assuming that it was felt throughout New York State.
It's felt throughout. Exactly. I definitely felt it. I was laying on the floor and I felt like I was on a turntable or something, like on a vinyl. I was just going back and forth and I was like, what is going on? I said, boy, I'm going insane right now. My floor is shaking now.
I just wish I could bottle that feeling so you could remember it.
You could go on a ride.
Well, yeah, but it's just like so quick.
Right.
Now, what feeling? The feeling of the earthquake, or Griddy's feeling that he was descending into psychosis?
Yeah, because that's every day. So you can bottle that. You don't even need to bottle that. That's every day. I think she means the earthquake.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The earthquake. I just want to bottle it so I can feel it again and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It goes by. But there wasn't just a big one in Taiwan, and they showed the whole
a huge one.
Yes, and then
buildings were collapsed and leaning over and stuff. It was bad.
Yeah. So thank goodness we weren't like that.
No, for real. My building would have been leaning.
Taiwan. Okay, so let's talk about Revelation. Is there anything in Revelation about this, Rich?
Uh-oh.
Look, I can't. I don't remember specifically if earthquakes are mentioned. They may be. I'm not going down the end times route on this earthquake. This is something that happens. These kind of earthquakes, I believe, are overdue for our region.
That's right.
And if it is part of an end time scenario that we're going to experience, it's going to come whether we want it or not.
Oh, absolutely. Right. But I figured with the solar eclipse, and I thought we were supposed to have a lunar eclipse this weekend, but I haven't heard anything about it. The solar eclipse, that, and then I read cicadas are back too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they'd been back.
So, so I figured, 3 things right there.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to see.
Well,
I hope the world ends after WrestleMania. I want to see WrestleMania this weekend, so let's postpone that.
Pat, let me explain something to you about myself.
Sure, it is your show.
When I was in 5th grade, I had a catechism teacher that was a bit off. And she taught us about the end times and what would happen to us in a nuclear war. Our skin would melt off our skeletons before we hit the ground, and all the kinds of things
All
that
the stuff a 5-year-old and 7-year-olds need to hear about.
a fifth grader needs to know. So I've spent my life counting down the days to the year 2000. Calculated I would be 34 when it would all come to an end. And it came and went. And then subsequently, other dates came and went when we were supposed to experience
2012.
the end of the world. And here we still are.
That's right.
So you might say I'm a bit cynical. Even, that probably people with common sense look at what's happening in the world and have some concern. My attitude is I ain't believing it until I see it. And Jesus tells us we're supposed to be ready right now anyway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I'm ready.
There you go.
Yeah, but we're going to have paradise on
There you
earth.
go.
So it doesn't mean you have to ascend to heaven. Heaven can be right here. Because
That's right.
paradise on earth, like a Garden of Eden.
Yes.
So you could still go to WrestleMania.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that if people do get on board and get themselves ready, that salvation will be felt throughout the world.
Throughout. Not felt throughout. Felt throughout.
Yeah.
And New York State will send that message out a half hour late, and no one will be around to get it.
Yeah. Oh, say your prayers. The rapture. Say we've been dead.
And the one thing that we didn't do is to check in with the background. Here we have some of the world leaders, some of my representatives in Congress. Are we still at war? Yes. Are people still dying? Yes. All right.
Are you still getting paid?
Yep. They're still getting paid.
That's all they care about. Checks are clearing.
Yep, the checks are clearing. At least their checks, maybe not the government checks, but their checks are clearing. So, anyhow,
that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So, Pat.
Yes.
You did a great job at the hospital dressed as the Easter Bunny.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and just a moment, I'm going to show everybody what you looked like. It was, well, we can at least see your head right now. We can see your...
Easter Bunny has many different looks, so this is a different look than what you'll be showing.
Versatile, very versatile.
Yeah,
very versatile.
The Easter Bunny had no clue where he or she was going that day, so I still don't know all the places that you took the Easter Bunny.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Because somebody asked the Easter Bunny to go to a room, and I kept saying to them, the Easter Bunny can't tell direction. You got to go to Rich and ask Rich to go to the room.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
Yep, there's the Easter Bunny.
Hopping around.
Oh.
So as with the last costume, we assumed that the elf was a male. Was this a male Easter Bunny?
The one you're looking at right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I would assume so. Overall, so I'm going to say it was a male Easter Bunny.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the Easter Bunny is male, confirmed by Pat McDonough.
That's right.
And what was your experience as the Easter Bunny?
Oh, it was hot. It was definitely hot. I noticed that sometimes I would lose my step because the flaps on the feet, well, those flaps on my feet kind of got a little stuck a couple of times.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, they did.
The Easter Bunny had to take a break and breathe a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it was getting a little hot, so I had to stop once or twice. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. But like I said, I don't know where I was.
Uh-huh. And do you know when you adjusted the costume when the feet got a little funky on you? That when you would pull the costume up, that we could see your shoes, but the way that the costume would move, it looked like you were tipping over.
See, that I didn't know.
And you did that on the first floor, but near security, and a guy was walking by and he went, "Oh, don't fall."
Oh God.
I have another video. This is the Easter Bunny walking down the hallway.
Oh, good. I've never seen this.
Okay.
Here we go.
You can't see my face, right?
No.
Oh, good.
Did you scare that woman coming around the corner?
I
Must
don't.
have.
I don't see anybody.
Oh,
I can hear the swishing, though. That's for sure.
yeah, everybody could.
It was just me.
Like I came around the corner and people would be staring at the corner.
Yeah, you weren't able to sneak up on anybody.
In complete befuddlement, what the heck could be coming their way?
Sounds like a bunch of shopping bags.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how
A
it
bunch
sounded.
of shopping bags in the wind.
So we did take a break at one point.
Yes, thank goodness.
And I have a video of the Easter Bunny's respite in the hallway.
Oh, good.
There we are.
Oh Lord.
And there is video.
Well, how's it going, Easter Bunny?
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot?
It's hot. I don't know how they do it in the hot summer. It's a good thing that we have snow on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's, phew.
How much candy have you given out?
I don't know. I have to ask my Easter Bunny assistant.
Oh, okay.
Rich, how much candy have you given out?
Well, we've given out a little over half a pail.
Wow, that's great. That's really good. Makes it lighter for you, too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now let's see if I can get up. Yes, I can. Uh-oh. Am I deflating? Ruh-roh. Am I inflating?
You look okay, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, Rich, that is funny.
There
That is funny. Oh my gosh.
The majority of people enjoyed it very much. I don't know how you thought about this, Pat, but I was really surprised on how many people wanted to know who was in the costume.
I heard a few people asking you,
Uh-huh.
and yesterday I was at a board meeting, and the vice president or treasurer, whatever he is, sitting next to me, said to Rebecca, I heard from people, they all wondered, who was the Easter Bunny? Who did you get to be the Easter Bunny? So Father Tony said, Pat, like, who else?
Yeah, like
He just looked at me and walked out. Okay.
same person that was everything else.
Yeah. So, because, people have been asking me, who'd you get? And then somebody said, I heard somebody say, how much are you paying her to do this?
Oh my God. Yeah. Like
And
the
you
hospital
go,
did
no,
not
she's
budget.
a volunteer. And I was laughing about that. I'm thinking, I really wonder how much would an Easter Bunny charge? No clue.
Well, we know the one at the mall charged $35 just for a picture, so I'm sure you would have made a handsome amount of money just walking through the halls.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? $35?
For a picture. I said, nah.
Well,
maybe
it was like
25.
a group of pictures.
You got a whole set with a photographer, but
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Remember the
yeah,
malls
35's a little,
always have the photographer set up. You're right. Those
it's a little
5x7
steep though.
they
It's a little
sell
steep for me.
people. But it is. It's a lot of fun. And, the expression on people's faces. Well, then I got into a Zoom call. Remember that one, Rich?
Oh yeah, yep.
That was the only way I could see what I looked like. I went into his camera and I looked at the people looking at me. And I go, oh, so that's what the Easter Bunny looks like. I wonder how that person received what we did.
I think the person that we saw in person and the person on Zoom were both entertained. I think
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear.
The person we saw in person said to the person on Zoom, "See what I have to put up with."
Did you leave a knock or did you walk in? How did that all come down?
Well, there was no assistant in the outer office, so we just knocked on the door, and we were welcomed in the office. So I think we were welcome in that the joy of the season was present.
Good.
But Pat, I'd like to thank you on behalf of many people that brought joy into a place that can be sometimes difficult because of the nature of the business.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So now we have to look forward to the next holiday, but I'm not going to be Uncle Sam.
I was just gonna say, what's the next one? Uncle Sam.
I don't think so. Or a
You can walk around and take everybody's money.
Why don't you be an eagle?
Yeah.
eagle.
They probably. I wonder if they make that costume.
Yeah, exactly. Fly around. Now I think we're done until Halloween, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I have that feeling.
It might be a little too hot to be walking around with a costume in July.
Yeah.
Well,
Like a
the
heat stroke.
hospital is air conditioned.
Well, Pat was dying in that suit over there.
Yeah, I was.
I think it's hot no matter
What?
what you're gonna do. I mean, unless she was, outside that particular day when it was cold out.
Well,
Right.
can you imagine the Easter Bunny with all the snow we had? There was supposed to be what you're looking at right now is a professional costume. And I was supposed to wear that on Palm Sunday to a person's Easter egg hunt. Well, she had to cancel because of all the snow. She had pony rides and whatever. So
Wow.
all the snow we had that day, it was canceled. But can you imagine the poor Easter Bunny going trudging through snow, hopping on snow? Or if it's summer-like weather, we've had Easter where it's been 80 degrees, 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be something right in the middle of that,
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe she had to cancel her ponies because of the snow.
Oh, wow. So let's go on to talk about the vacation.
The beautiful vacation to Myrtle Beach
To
and
Myrtle
North Carolina. South and North Carolina.
Yes. Pat, have you ever been to Myrtle Beach?
Yes, we have. But let me ask you something. I don't know if Myrtle Beach really has this, but in more southern South Carolina, she crab soup.
Did you
see
she crab?
that? She crab soup.
Never heard of it.
Oh, darn.
What do you think of it? It's great.
Oh, it's delicious. If you like lobster bisque, it's even better than lobster bisque.
Never had that. I gotta look it up. She crab.
Yeah. I guess that's more South Carolina, South.
Maryland.
Maryland, Virginia. Yeah.
Maryland.
Okay. Yeah, but we went a few years ago and it was gorgeous. I couldn't believe how many miles of beach there was. It really surprised me. Were you guys on the water?
Yeah, we were.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there almost every morning, which I thought Rich was gonna do, but he did not.
So what? Oh, Rich did one of his Lenten talks, and one day he had sunglasses and a suntan.
Oh, is that when everything was blowing around and the Coke guy came and messed up your video?
Yeah.
I was working. I said, Derek, look, Rich has got a suntan.
You went out on the worst day. Like the only day you went out to do that was the worst day you could have went out.
I thought that was great.
The winds were very high. Yeah.
So what was the temperature of the water? Did you get in?
No.
No, we went in the pool and the jacuzzi though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. What do you think the temperature was for the ocean?
I would have no idea.
I don't
It
know.
wasn't that warm. Couldn't have
Well,
been that warm.
Like 50 or 60, like Cape Cod cold?
No.
I don't think it was that cold, but
It also was not that warm.
Not enough to even get your tootsies in, huh?
I wasn't doing. I had a jacket on at the
Oh,
beach. No, great time though. Very, very great vacation. We ate a lot, except we were not fans of. We have not had a bad meal in Myrtle Beach from the first time we went up until the tail end of this trip in Myrtle Beach. We had our first meal that wasn't even a bad meal, but it was Rich found this place called the N Hop, the National House of Pancakes, and now we after going there, we understand why it will stay national. It will never be international because the waffles range from $12 to $30.
get out.
And I paid about $27, $29 actually, 29. I think you paid 27.
Yeah.
$29 for 3 eggs and a waffle. Get
Yeah.
that. And the eggs sucked. How do you mess up eggs? They used some kind of concoction to cook them. It was not butter. I don't know what it was, but it tasted artificial and gross. And I did not eat them. I did not finish them. The waffle was a regular waffle. There's no reason for it to be $12. And then the waitress thought that I didn't tip her, which we did tip her, and she gave me an attitude when we walked out because stupidly, she didn't realize that the tip was on the table like everybody else does. Like how it's always been. You leave the tip in cash on the table mostly, and she didn't know that, so she gave me attitude on the way out. And if that was my cash, I would have went back and ripped it right off the table. But it was Rich's cash. So shout out to NHOP.
yeah.
That's terrible. What a way to end your vacation, huh?
It wasn't was that the no, we ended it at the seafood buffet. That was the end.
Okay.
That was way better. $50 for all you can eat everything. They had everything you can imagine. Fish, steak, lobster, gator, frog legs, cake, everything.
So Pat, have you ever eaten alligator before?
Oh
No,
my god.
never have.
You need to
Tastes
have
like
it.
chicken, I bet everybody always says, "Oh, try it. It tastes like chicken."
No, alligator tasted like scallop to me. The
Yeah.
frog leg tasted like chicken.
Really, like
Yeah.
scallop? You know,
The frog leg was like a softer, like a less chewy, way less chewy scallop.
Ooh,
Why don't you tell everybody what you thought about the alligator, Rich?
I spit it out. It was
Did you?
disgusting.
Like a
Yeah.
baby, like a baby.
It was just it was like eating a mushy scallop.
It was, but it wasn't. It was not that. He's
was
making
awful.
it negative.
It
It was
was
not awful.
Awful.
It was not.
It was
even
one of the
close
most
to awful.
offensive things that I've ever eaten.
That is so not true because I've seen you eat worse. I've seen you eat worse right in front of me. So don't even say that. You ate at the Italian restaurant. That was far worse than that.
Well, how about like escargot?
What is that?
You
Like
like-
snail?
Snail.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
I've eaten snails before. I mean, it's
Did
like
it give
it's
you
almost-
diarrhea?
I only had it once when I was in high school. When it was
didn't
like
get
eating
diarrhea.
it was like eating calamari.
Okay. You were a
Is it-
fan?
Yeah, I mean, I would try it again. I mean, the reason why I think people like them, I don't know. Perhaps there is a lot of expertise in, farming snails. But the body of the snail is a great conduit to eat a lot of melted butter.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think
There you
that's if you like melted butter, you're gonna love snails.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good. I'm surprised you didn't see she crab soup on the menu.
No, we didn't see that at all.
Oh,
Never even
so
heard of it.
good.
No. But we
That's
did go go-karting, and that was an absolute adventure
That was
and
wonderful.
an absolute riot. They probably do not want us back. They probably have us in a database there so that when we return, they go, no, we're full. Actually, we're at capacity right now. We're going to have to turn you away because EJ who's not here for literally no reason. He's actually fine, awake, and not sick at all. He just doesn't want to be around us anymore, which we will get to. But we all went to we all went to go-karting. And the first track we went on, they laid down the ground rules and they go, listen, you can, you go as fast as you want, obviously, but other than that, you can't be swerving, no reckless driving, no crashing into people. And I went, uh-oh, that's literally everything I would do. This is literally what's going to happen. So I said, let's see how this goes. And our first race in, they tell you when you come into when you finish your race and you come in, it's going to be like one behind the other. You're not coming in like side by side like you would think. You're coming in one behind the other. And they say, come in, hit the brakes, come in nice and slow. Well, I did the exact opposite. I came in extremely fast, and I absolutely decimated the woman in front of me. Just wham, just rear-ended her like crazy, and she flies forward, and I'm just like, oh, my God. At first, I didn't even know it was a woman. I thought it was like a little kid, and I'm like, oh, my God, this kid's parents just saw me just absolutely just destroy their kid's car. And like, I just gave this person whiplash for sure. I'm in so much trouble right now. I thought I was going to get into so much trouble. I was like, I'm sorry. And thank God it was just like a 40-year-old woman. She came out laughing. She had a great time, but I could have gotten in so much trouble right there. And that was just the beginning. That was the beginning. That was the beginning of the end. Then we go on to our next, after a few races, we bring EJ and we get in the car. And I'm grabbing my seatbelt. And as I grab my seatbelt, I think to myself, I wonder if EJ knows he has to wear his seatbelt. And the word seatbelt didn't even finish coming into my mind when I hear his car go. And the guy goes, yo, stop. And he has to jump in the road and stop EJ. And he's like, you got to wear your seatbelt. And he's like, go. And he's still trying to rebel. He's like, no, your seatbelt. Now he's fighting with the guy about wearing a seatbelt. They finally get it together. Then we go to the next race, which we've been on this track. There's like 5 tracks, so we're going from track to track. And they tell us to go. I'm in the front now, and we go. And I think immediately as I go, I think I just made a big mistake. I feel like what I just did was way off. So I just keep going, though. I'm like, listen, I'm winning the race. I'm not going to stop. So we go lap 1, and they're just whistling at us like, and I'm like, I'm not stopping. So we just keep going, and eventually they stop Pastor, they stop Eddie, and eventually like I see the lady just waving me down furiously. So I eventually pull up. She goes, you guys are going the wrong way. I was like, oh, are we? We were going around the track the totally opposite way. When we come out of the gate, I was supposed to go left up, and I took a sharp right, that's where you're supposed to come out and then go, you're supposed to go left, then come around, then hit that right turn and go back to the left turn. But I went the complete we were like already almost done. They could have totally just let us go. We were all going the same way. It wasn't like we were going to, nobody else was around us going the other way. We weren't going to get into a head-on collision. So then we had to restart the race. Then the next race, my hat flies off and goes into the track. Then they have to stop our cars again and grab my hat off Pastor's wheel. And then the next race, my hat flies off again, and they have to run onto the track and grab my hat. It was a total mess. Almost every race was a complete mess. The last race, Pastor's car stopped in the middle of the road. I'm passing him. He has people assisting him in the middle of the road. It was a mess. But we had a great time.
That's a memory you're not going to forget.
That's a memory. They probably won't forget us either.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And I had to strong arm Richard to going out on his own and then going out into the world by himself and experiencing things. And I had to push him out like a child. What is your sister? What do they call it? I had to throw you out of the nest. What do they say about their kids?
Launching.
I had to launch Richard.
Me.
I had to launch Richard so I could get some sleep by myself in the room.
So I have a video of my trek to one of those locations. I had never been inside this place before. I always wanted to go when I was a kid, and my parents were always like, "Nah, we're not going in there." So I did finally get to see the interior of Ripley's Believe It or Not. And I'm going to show you this lame video of me walking to Ripley's Believe It or Not. And the reason why it didn't come out the way I had hoped is it was so windy. And I thought that if I used my headphones with the headphone microphone, it would cut down the noise of the wind, but it did not.
No. Probably just hit the
So-
microphone.
So there is no talking. And I'm just going to show you my walk to the Ripley's Believe It or Not. And I'll tell you a little bit about Ripley's.
Were those the glasses that you got at the Hello Kitty store?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Rich, you got the cutest smile.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I love your smile. Yeah, we
Oh.
went to Ripley's Believe It or Not in New York City. And the
Uh-huh.
whole
Oh,
there, I thought we were in Madame Tussauds.
lame, right? It was lame, right?
No, it wasn't lame at the very end. Where the heck are all the wax dummies? So later, she goes, "That's Madame Tussauds. You're in Ripley's Believe It or Not."
Oh, you switched them? Wow.
Here, I'm waiting for all the wax.
You guys
dummies.
like what did they do in the Times Square one? Because I haven't been there since I was like 14.
There was a lot of optical illusions. I remember that. You could take pictures.
Tallest guy.
The tallest guy, the shortest guy. Then there was one
My
where
head in the jar.
your head is in the jar. My husband is here now. Ken is here with me. Your
Okay.
head is in the jar.
In the costume?
Yeah.
Is he in a costume? No. Well, no, he's in his butt pajamas. I got him a pair of pajamas with our Saint Bernard on them.
Okay, all right.
So he's wearing Saint Bernard. So what did you think of Ripley's Believe It or Not? Did you go in?
I did. I enjoyed it.
What was the neatest thing?
Now let me see here. I gotta look at my pictures, and
It was a lot of convincing to get him in there.
Was there a thing where they're videotaping you and you don't know they're doing it? You don't know they're doing it?
Not that I know of.
No, because they did that to us.
Yeah, everybody was looking at the picture.
Something about curling your tongue or whatever. So everybody's trying to do it, and little do they know they're being videotaped.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
think they
great.
did have that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I walked by that.
Yeah, I thought that was neat because you had no clue that they're, taking the video of you.
And they make you look funny.
Yeah.
I was really fascinated with a lot of the stuff that was in there. The thing that I guess the highlight was just the actually the feeling of I don't know, it was, I don't want to say, it was almost like a feeling of fear, like looking at these skulls that were in there. They're supposed to be skulls of people that were cannibalized.
Oh,
There was a vampire killing kit. a model of a man with a horn coming out of his head. There was a lizard, a wax figure of a lizard man and the vampire woman. Those are kind of neat. Yeah, there's just a lot of neat stuff in there. I really just enjoyed that feeling of wonder that you just don't really kind of get anymore.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Only time you get that feeling is when I call you during work and you don't know what's about to come out of my mouth.
I do feel that feeling. Like I watched the whole video on how one would shrink a head. So yeah, it was good.
And then you went to the haunted one too.
Yeah, I did go to the haunted one. That was pretty cool. It was Ripley's Believe It or Not haunted. What was it again? What was the name of that?
Like haunted something.
Yeah, I think I have it here. Haunted Adventure.
There you go.
Ooh.
And
I was jealous. I was kind of jealous when you told me after you went. I was like, you know what? That sounded fun.
yeah, when they bring you when they brought you in, um, they bring you into this first room, and then this person comes from behind, and they've got like this FBI jacket on, and like, okay, this is what's going on. This is the killer. This is what the killer's done. That we are going to be going to the first two locations together, and and then she explains like when you go from room to room, what to push, what not to touch, and this and that. So she brings you through the next two rooms. And then she's like, you go that way, I'll go this way. And then you go through room to room. And when buttons start blinking that you have to push those buttons, and you're getting clues and things like that. And every so often the killer will pop out of a picture or something, like a picture will open and then you'll see the killer, and the painting will close. And then the way it ends is that you're in this room, you end up in a walk-in freezer with these bodies hanging in body bags. And there's 4 body bags, and each one has a number spray painted on it. And in 20 seconds you have to put those numbers into the keypad to get yourself out with the combination. And if you don't, you're going to become part of the
Collection.
The collection.
Oh my gosh.
That
And
sounded
so
fun.
I was about to become part of the collection, and for some reason the door just opened on its own.
Just opened anyway.
Yeah.
That one sounded fun. And then you went to a magic show.
I went to a magic show.
I had to force him to go to that one.
Yep.
Every 5 minutes said, you're going to that magic show. Every 5 minutes.
And I kept going back and forth.
Oh no, I'm not going. I said, you're going to that magic show. Guy loves magic, watches magic all the time, and he's like, I don't think I'm gonna go. I was like, what? What do you mean you're not gonna go to a magic show? You'll go to one for like that's made for 3-year-olds. You don't want to go to a magic show now?
A 3-year-old.
So and I do have a picture from that. And there's the selfie right there.
Oh, let's see.
Did he cut one of them in half? I forgot.
Who is everybody in that picture?
Well, the magician, who is the male in that picture, is Charles Bach.
Okay.
And the women are his assistants, and they were quite good. And he didn't cut somebody in half, but the woman on the right went into a box where when they shut it, the knives went into her.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Cool.
And her hand kept wiggling.
Just to make sure she was still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, it was quite good. I mean, a lot of tricks. I've seen all those tricks before, but when you see it live, it's great.
Yeah, yeah.
And the one that still amazes me is when, for all intent and purposes, that they're tied up in a box in a chest, and the assistant gets up on the chest and lifts up that curtain that goes all the way around the chest. And when she lifts it up, it just wiggles a little bit and then comes back down. And there's the magician. And the assistant, they get down, unlock the box. And when they open the box, out comes the assistant in a different costume.
Nice.
Wow.
Tied up.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I can think of a lot of ways that they could do it. I can't think of a lot of ways on how they do it so quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. So we did have an opportunity to spend some time at the Gay Dolphin.
That's right. Everybody's favorite.
Yep. And it's supposed to be the world's biggest gift shop.
Is it really?
Yeah. World's biggest gift shop. And
Oh, I didn't even see what was going on there for a second.
I was bringing up a picture. What's going on? Oh, there's me. That was
Okay.
at the Price is Right last night.
That's right.
We went to go see the Price is Right at Proctor's Theater. Price is Right live. And what did you think of that, Pat?
I loved it. Except for the guy coughing next to me. I thought I was going to have COVID by the time I left that place last night.
Oh, that's great.
Did you see that guy coughing?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's like, come on, buddy. What are you doing here?
Get out of here.
Yeah, that was the uncomfortable moment, was
You didn't
that.
want to miss that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Can you see that? Oh,
Yeah.
Yep, I saw it. Yep.
okay. Yeah, that was the only part I was very uncomfortable about. But I thought it was cool how all those people were local people. There were a lot of names I recognized.
Oh, really?
The people that they were flashing on the screen, especially, of course, all the Italian names. So I figured they were all from South Schenectady because there were a lot of Italian names that came up. Yeah, I thought there was a whole bunch of them. But anyway, I thought that the prizes were great. But what did you think that last? I thought it would have been 38,000, and the guy said 33. The other guy said 43, and they were both way over. What was in your head, Rich?
I would have won. Because I was going to say 30,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you would have won the whole shebang.
Yeah. But I might have. Yeah. If that was within 100.
Yeah.
So the way they did it, Griddy, is that if you won the showcase, you won the trip to Las Vegas.
Okay.
If you were within 100, you would win the trip to Las Vegas, a trip to Rome, a car, and was there something else?
Wow.
Oh, an entertainment center with a TV.
That's right.
Nice.
So, but I wonder how those people that did get called, how they got those names. Do you think you said something about getting there 3 hours early if you wanted to enter your name?
Well, that's what it said. But they didn't do it that way.
Because we never gave our names. So that's why I figured, how did they get their names? And some of them said where they were. No, it didn't say where they were from, just their first and last names.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they all signed up. And then.
Yeah, because we just submitted our names on the internet.
Oh, okay.
There was a sign up on the internet, and I didn't send it to you when you got the tickets because I thought it was I just assumed it was over, but
yeah,
you could, well, what we found out is you could sign up all the way up until like the last minute before the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you must have been waiting with great expectation, hoping to see your name.
Well, no, like when I thought that we'd have to go and like like have face-to-face contact with somebody, I was going to skip it. And then when they said, no, you were just going to pick names randomly, I was like, oh.
Yeah, see, that would have been exciting, hoping your name was going to come up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought it was put together very well. I thought the MC was great, and that other guy was great too.
Yeah, they were both really good. The announcer, the MC. And I did find a little thing here on YouTube that you can kind of get an idea on what it was like.
The Price is Right Live is on its way, featuring your favorite games and fabulous cash and prizes. Get your tickets now for The Price is Right live on stage.
Oh, that's just 16 seconds of what we saw.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And I really liked it when the husband and wife got what did they get?
Trip to Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah,
That's
trip to Hawaii. Yep.
That was really
Yeah,
nice.
that's the place we stayed.
Yeah, yeah. And I also liked it when he was making fun of the potholes in Niskayuna. I thought that was cute.
Yeah. The guy asked the woman. She said she was from Niskayuna. It's a town in this area, and he's like, "What's in Niskayuna?" And some from the audience said potholes. And at first, the announcer thought it was like the name of a bar or something. He was like, "No, there are no potholes."
Yeah, he was good.
So, let me just we did mention the gay dolphin. I just wanted to show a picture of it. This has been around for a lot of years, and people who have been to Myrtle Beach know about it. I'm just going to show it. There it is. It's several floors of unadulterated kitsch.
Oh my gosh.
And yep, it has everything in there that a person does not need.
Yep.
Oh, is that the one with the names?
Yes, with the license plates.
Yes, I have my license plate. It's not on the floor.
Where is it?
It's in my pocketbook. I wanted to put it up behind my desk.
Yeah, yeah. Pat really didn't. She didn't really like receiving a souvenir from the trip.
Really?
Yeah, no, I gave it to her, and then I was working at my desk, and I got it from my desk, and there it was on the floor.
Wow, Pat.
I went over to my pocket.
Wow.
My pocketbook. I'm looking through all my coat pocket, my sweater pocket. And Rich comes out. Because she didn't really want this. I said, oh my gosh, I'm looking all over for it. It was in his hand.
Wow.
Embarrassing.
So we end the episode the same way every time, with a prayer.
That's right.
So let us pray. Father God, it is good to be back on the No Name Yet podcast. And that, God, I ask that you bless Pat, and you bless Ken, and that you bless Griddy, and you bless everybody that's listening and watching. And that, God, we thank you for those times that we can get away and that we can unwind. And that, God, I ask that you grant each and every one of us some times of rest and times of joy, times of play, and times of excitement. That, God, this life need not always be about work and serious. So, God, we ask that you allow us to enjoy life abundantly. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
And before we say good night, we will be back next week with another episode of the No Name Yet podcast. And the schedule of Iron Sharpens Iron is being worked on as we speak. And I'm not sure when we will see another. So But look
'Cause we don't know when
for
we're gonna see Eddie.
No
That's
Name
why.
Yet podcast.
That's
And
right.
good night.
GN.